Let's go ahead and get into our underdog token. I don't even know if it's fair to call him an underdog, but I'm gonna call him an underdog because I ain't never heard of him. But I watched it and it came to my attention from Dex Tools. They came up on the banner and I clicked on it and saw the price move it and I'm like, this looks like a scam. I'm not calling them a scam. I'm saying it looks like a scam. I could be way off wrong, but from what I saw when I looked a little bit deeper, it doesn't look like a scam. It looks like it's poorly thought out. So I wanted to talk about it real quick. And this one's called StrongBlock, strongblock.com. Literally the word strongblock.com. It is a website, and I'm not going to talk about the token fundamentals because I think they're crap, but I will talk about just the overall projects. I think that's the messaging they're trying to tell me, at least. This project talks about being able to create a node, and I'm not going to bore you with the technical details of what that means, but create a node that supports the blockchain. Right now, you could create a node on the blockchain and you can basically support the traffic and transactions that happen across the blockchain. The problem is there's a lot of steps to it. It's a lot to think about, it's a lot to plan on, a lot to figure out, and it's hard to really get in there. It's really more for the more advanced mining community to consider doing that. The only reason that you would really do it in a world of proof of stake, you're going to need to have nodes, validation nodes. You're going to need to have nodes that help the traffic do what it needs to do. StrongBlock is working on the concept of what they call nodes as a service, which is basically that you can spin up a node and they help you get 90% of it all set and built up, and then they educate you on what to do on the rest of it. By doing the node, then you earn rewards in the form of their various coin, which is the Strong token. And the contract's public. It's on the Ethereum chain by default. However, they also have Polygon and I believe Phantom or other networks. They may have other networks in addition, but I know I certainly saw Polygon and I saw Phantom. Now, there's a lot of people that are buying into this. There's a lot of people that are participating because, of course, there's rewards that can be made for doing something that your computer would already do. If you know anything about services like SETI at home, it's very similar to something like that. Folding at home, very similar to something like that. However, those are very energy intensive process services. They take a lot on your computer. They're not hard to set up, but they do take a lot of your computer. Whereas being able to set up a service as a node, it gives you that ability to do the same contribution to support a blockchain strategy without having to, give of yourself time and energy into figuring out how to do it. And they have ETH2O staking so that you can get ahead of the ETH2O launch. So there's a lot of appeal in the messaging, at least that I saw. Now, if you look at their site, they talk about various things that everybody else does, NFTs and all this stuff. They have like metal NFTs and all this. And it is audited. When you look at their audit, though, here's what caught my eye. They're audited by a service called, I believe it's called Hacken. And Hacken I'd never heard of at all. But Hacken strikes me as they only look at the security aspects of things. And when you're doing node and blockchain, that's important. But I don't see the audits I want to see, which is the more, how do we know that the investor is well taken care of type audits, the functional audits, the actual, care of the contract and the protection of the contract. When I looked at the Hacken review, it looked like they did go into some details about what I want to see with the gas and how that's handled, ownership, different types of violations in the code that you would hope not to see. And then it gives you a summary score, which I thought was very good. They didn't come back with anything major. So there may be something more to the hack and audit process. The downside I didn't like from my perspective, the organization of it is hard to parse as to should I care as an investor. And I want to stress, I'm not criticizing hacking. I'm saying that the organization of the audit doesn't speak to investor. It speaks to the code writer, the people who built it, the owner of the project. I would like to see an audit that is more for the investor because you're still an investor at the end of the day, whether you got those tokens for free or you bought them, you're still an investor. And I don't see from their site anyway that there's an audit that speaks to the investor's side. So it may be that they don't expect people to buy the token directly. They do have the contract public. So, and because it's Ethereum, I'm assuming there's got to be some Uniswap going on. But, I don't know. I want to see an audit that is speaking to the investor, not just for the code. It's not just about the code. I want to see a little bit more than that. Their white paper, they refer to it as a flash paper. The flash paper is hosted on Medium, which drives me absolutely bat nuts. I don't like it. I want a PDF, flat PDF, cannot be edited later after the point. However, when you look at the paper, I think they do a decent job of explaining why they exist, right? We want to have the nodes. We want to incentivize the people for running the nodes because we believe in the strong blockchain. And we have this many nodes, and this is what we're doing. This is our team. This is who we are. They're fully doxed. You got faces, you got accounts, LinkedIn accounts, the whole nine. Facts about the token. They started with a 10 million supply. And then the key thing that stood out on this one, they burned roughly about 94-ish% of this dude. So it has a highly constrained remaining inventory left. And the circulating is even lower than that, which means that the price movement potential is strong, especially when you hit ETH2O. You have a strong opportunity for this to skyrocket. And I think its price can get very close to Ethereum once it's hit, once ETH2O comes out, because they're providing a service that would support ETH2O in the future state, which we don't have very well. We have staking in ETH2O. Like if you go to Coinbase, you can essentially quote stake your tokens for ETH2O and it locks them in, but it's not really the same thing as the validation node that they're talking about here. It's basically just, staking, traditional staking, and not what this is talking about. So in summary, it's not that I don't like the service they're offering it. It's not that I don't think it's a good service, and it's not that I don't think there's positive rewards. I'm saying that the paper, number one, I need a flat paper, white paper. Two, I need something on the audit that speaks to the investor, not just the code. Like we're talking investor friendly activities. That's what I saw was missing when I looked at this. Now, let me call out the one thing that I consider the absolute deal breaker for me and why I would not invest in it, at least at this point, no matter how much money I potentially could make, 'cause it's a lot. When you want to do this, they ask you to do two commitments, and it's both commitments together that bothered me. Just to be clear, number one, they ask you to make an upfront investment, and the upfront investment is 10 strong. Well, right now the price of strong is a little bit over $400, so just over 4,000, close to $500, so close to $5,000 just to be able to start this thing. Then they ask you, or they require you, not ask, they require you to pay a maintenance fee of almost $15 in ETH every month. I'm sorry, that's unacceptable. I know why they're doing it. I don't agree with it. Figure out how you can take it from the rewards. I don't want to see at all that we are asking people to do a monthly, like, can you imagine a monthly subscription fee just to be an investor and support the project by staking your own coins, to stake your own and validate your own? You're forced to pay a monthly fee. No, I refuse. I won't do it. And I won't recommend anybody else do it. If they got rid of the monthly fee, I'd probably be okay with it. The $5,000's a lot, but because of the technology involved, I'm cool with the $5,000. I'm, at least right now, it'll be higher. I'm not cool with the $15 a month. Get rid of the monthly fee. That's not going to work. I don't support that. It's their project. They can do whatever they choose. That's StrongBlock.com. Take a look at it. And if you like it, please, by all means, buy in. I won't be doing so.